Hello everyone and welcome back to another Division 2 video. Today we continue playing our Division series where we go through all the divisions, build the deck first, then play it, and go back to the deck and talk about it. So today, 91st Luftlande, and today I'm going to change things a little bit. So the general way of doing it is going to be the same, you know, first deck, then play, then back to deck and talk about the division as a whole. But I have definitely noticed, and it has also been pointed out to me in the comments, that I have gotten quite a bit negative the last few times I've been doing those. So it was just multiple reasons, but I was taking it too seriously, clearly. So I'm trying to get some of that positivity and relaxing thing back. So with the trash divisions that we're playing at the moment, we're just not gonna go in anymore with the expectation of winning, and hopefully it's going to be a little bit better. So this is also why I do this again. Third time's a charm, I guess. I've already had 2 games, but they were both against newer players. And, you know, I felt like it's good to get a better game in anyway, and also, you know, then get a chance to work on that positivity note again. So, things are not going to change drastically, though, in terms of how we're going to do it. So this is the deck as I have it here. So my initial thoughts on this division, though, this one I have played a few times already, actually. So I kind of know where this leads to. My initial thoughts are, you know, this is basically what you get if you take what we just had last time, Tartalek, and then I slap some actually good infantry in there. Because then you get a division that, you know, actually has strength and it can actually do stuff. Of course, the one thing that is really bad here is the AA, or is A phase within the tank and the AA tab. Those are your big weaknesses. But other than that, you know, this division can actually do something. So I think it is very much underrated, sitting in C- tier. I think it can be a bit higher, but it definitely has its issues. So, as for the build, realistically, you want to play this Maverick. Simple reason is you just do not have much of pushing power in A phase, and that's a major issue. So that means you kind of want to push in B phase at the latest, because against balance, this can already be a problem, but against any other income that is aggressive, except, I guess... Well, no, even against Juggernaut, this is not good, because then you can't push an A phase still and get just outscaled. So, big issue is, yeah, in A phase, there's a lot of pressure on you, and you kind of want to make up for that by B phase at the latest, because otherwise it might be too late. But it is technically in a very good spot to grind your opponent down, so this is why I build it balanced. Yeah, simply. Recon tab, I do have some regular recon and some function panzer up there. Now, if you look at the AT tab, you see Panzerschreck there. This is the reason why I take this in B phase. It's more expensive. You definitely want to have, it's an infantry heavy division. You definitely want to have both of these available. You want to have 2 bazooka units, in my opinion. It would also be very reasonable to take both in A phase, to be honest. We're going to try it this way. I haven't stress tested it yet, really. I think I had one grindy game that was against another infantry division with this so far. And so yeah, I didn't really need those. And actually, I played against quite a way back against Solaufane. And I think there I had like even 2 Panzerschreck cars in the AT tab, something like that. Anyway, infantry tab, this is fantastic, actually. It's a great mix of expensive and good units with the Fallschirmjäger units, and then you get something cheap with the Luftlande Schützen, which is fantastic. I actually just realized I made a mistake there. I'm going to correct that in a second. So I wanted to have a decent there, and I'm going to get to why just now. So basically, the whole idea of this is having Fallschirmjägers in every phase except C phase, because you can't take them there, which also kind of sucks, because, you know, otherwise this would be decent for balanced, actually. We also have CQC in every phase, which should outlast our opponent, and lots of leader, because this is an infantry heavy division, and if there is a commander, it can actually be worth it. Although Fallschirmjäger don't need as much, so you could definitely do without. Yeah, simple as that. Tank tab, we can't get any proper tanks in A phase, so we have options. As options, we have lighter tanks. We can get these, which honestly, it would be totally understandable if you took them. They are very good at just annoying infantry. But our infantry is so good, we don't necessarily need them. They can hold back spam a little bit, so for that they would be useful. Oh, by the way, the reason why I got this is, you know, something cheap, because I have just a Fallschirmjäger here and bazooka. Panzerfaust, sorry. This is the reason why I specifically wanted to take that. But yeah, so that would definitely be reasonable. I think the bigger issue for this division are going to be half-track and light armor. These are great for dealing with half-track, not so much light armor, which is why I think these 2 are actually better. And here is just an availability thing, 2 versus 3. That being said, it's not wrong in my opinion to take these because again, you have more of them. So if your opponent spams out half track everywhere, these are much better suited to deal with that than the Panzer III. But the Panzer III can actually deal with light armor as well. Light armor that can fight other armor, and that is the big strength of that. Support tab, the usual. I'm very greedy here, so this is a Q build. Okay, this is a Q balance grind build. This is not how I would say a build is optimal. A deck is optimally built, but this is meant to grind. So 2k B phase. Remember, this is not a 2k division anyway, so it's not a crucial tool. But you know, having more is better than having less. We could also just say we don't need 2k anyway and bring more MG42s, but I think it's great support tool even at like 1500 or 1750 meter range. AT tab, you have some limitations, but it's gotten a little bit better compared to when it was released. We have pack 40s now, 2 cards of them, so we can bring one in A and one in B phase. I'm also bringing 88s in B phase as well, because it's useful. And then the Gerlich in A phase as well as Panzerrex. The big issue that you're going to have with this division is your AT is basically stationary and you can get outmaneuvered. So this is what you need to keep in mind. So this is why I think having lots of Panzerrex and Gerlichs is very useful. And then your AA is also bad, as you're going to see, which is why I don't even want to bother bringing these in A phase, because they're just a target that gets easily focused by bombers and you can't stop them. And then you need to spend AA to protect this one gun, and it's going to be really costly. Yeah, you can't bring any proper A in A phase. These two are both phase locked. So I'm bringing this. I'm still very undecided here because I really wish I would have these in A phase as well. It helps a lot, you know, and they're mobile, so you can actually drive them around as to where they're needed. B phase, these guys I usually double vet them, but for this deck, since we don't have a lot of AA, otherwise I don't. I would definitely not be against fitting these in either. They're not fantastic as an A piece, but they're decent enough. They're a bit worse than the regular 88. Artillery tab. This is where the fun begins here. So I'm putting a bit of boxer just to have some more recon and some more radios, although it's more for the recon than the radios actually. But yeah, I usually bring the 81 motors, so I want to try the 120s now. Could definitely see myself vetting those, but 2 is a little bit of a draw. I think 3 would be a perfect number, so we're going to stick to that for now and see how they do. You get all the good Nebelwerfers and heavy arty and all this kind of stuff. I bring the Russian 122s. They are great for winning the arty war, they're great at counter-battering, and they are still doing a lot of damage if you just use them against regular targets. And then, of course, the Nebel Werfer 300 mil in C phase. You could definitely take one in B phase already as well. The reason why I set it up like this is because I maxed out the amount of multi-munition. You're going to need burn through a lot of ammo with this build, so you need all that you get on top of the coup that you already have in the support tab. So yeah, this is about the max. We get 8 and we've used all of them. It can't really make it better. And then I don't want to have a lot of these in B phase that are just constantly firing, because then they're going to eat up more ammo. And ammo is more, is probably the more of the limiting factor than the amount of RT guns that we have. Air tab, we need fighters in this one. You really need them in A phase. There's really no way around it, because your AA is too bad. One thing that you could do is take this fighter bomber instead. It is only slightly slower. The resilience doesn't really change, and neither does the agility. However, the fighter has a better gun loadout. It has 420 mils compared to 2. And since we really rely on this fighter, I'd rather have the better gun setup than the extra bombs, even though that would be great. I already have a fighter bomber. This one has a better bomb loadout, which is why I opted for this one. Simple start. Then in B phase, we get the J88 to spam around some more bombers, and you know, they're fast, medium resilience. I prefer those over these. I can definitely spam these in B phase as well, although in that case, I will probably change these to B phase to have the better loadout and higher price, and these in A phase, as this bomb loadout will probably do for A phase, but might not for B phase. So yeah, simple as that. And I think with that, we go into the game. And here we are on Gora. So against 2nd Infantry. So, I mean, could be worse, to be honest. Could be worse. I mean, we're on the better side, I would think. Because we can more easily block his attacks through here. We can more easily block this. We can, on the other side, pressure these kind of points here right at the start. Now, this is not going to be super easy with light armor. He's also Maverick, so he can get across, and that could be a little bit of a problem. But the other thing is here, like in those towns, I can kind of, you know, control the air a little bit with Panzerschrecks, and here, the more open, I can use AT guns. So it's harder for him to actually get past my lines, which I think benefits me greatly. So we are going to go into a defensive stance. And again, we need to remember here, so I'm really trying the best I can to, you know, we're not going into this with the expectation of winning. We're going to go into this, at least with the bad division, with the expectation of trying to see what we can do, as I used to at the start, and then I kind of lost it as I just started getting more competitive, which, yeah, again, I want to go back to having just fun, since these games, you know, they don't really matter. Tournament games is where things still matter a bit. So, but yeah, we're going to go into full defensive stance, because I just think, yeah, I just need to hold. Now, his division is actually good at pushing, but if you go back, for those of you who've seen the last game of Tartalek, that's kind of the issue that I had, right? I didn't have a good division to push. Meanwhile, my opponent, all he had to do is not lose early on, as he wasn't the balanced income. So we kind of try to do the same here, because this is so easy to defend. Now, again, if he pushes everything in one spot, eventually it's going to be rough. A-phase air spam could also be rough, but on the other side, our infantry is decent. And he will have good support weapons and infantry. He doesn't have the greatest amount of tank. So we can see what we can do here. Also, we have a lot of raider units, which are going to put to good use, of course. I guess my biggest fear here is him just pushing hard somewhere. I think like an M8 rush I can fight off. And I think that's what I should really prepare for. So just going to deploy these Galax everywhere. They will do the trick, and if a Sherman gets too close, they can also do the trick. They're not fantastic at it, but good enough, and that's all that I really need. I think this one might be a little bit trickier. This one you can realistically start pressuring here with support weapons, but we're going to have to wait and see. I'm not so concerned about this, to be honest, because I have great infantry for this range, couple it with a Panzerschreck, and he can't support them with his armor, which is definitely superior. That much is clear. This might be a little bit far back, so maybe we have to put it like over here. It's a bit aggressive, but I think it's gonna be okay-ish. Well, yeah, Garlics everywhere. Then we just hope that he doesn't bring a recon plane. Same thing here. And then over here, honestly, a Panzerschreck will do. Just deploying it like right here. And we're going to send a Fallschirmjäger Pioneer over there as well. That will do. I usually like to at least have some aggression in A-phase, especially against Maverick usually. But since this is a river map, it's actually really costly to push across, especially if you can't support your units with armor. I think that's the biggest issue. With this map, you need some armor support to really push. You can use support weapons here and whatnot, but it's not super easy. And then as soon as like over here, your opponent's armor will just shred you if you don't have armor yourself. So I think we just try not to do that. One thing that we can do, we don't need the flamers for anything else really, is we can try to get at least some flamers up here. If I had, so now I wish I had these in Avis, but then you can also put like some one of these up here and maybe snipe some transporter early on, but this is not going to happen by the looks of it, so we're just gonna play the safe game. Same thing here, just send a flamer across and see what we can do. And maybe here, because this one is often badly poorly defended, it's probably not going to work, but you know, if you get in, it's a big win for us. And then I don't even know where I put the rest of them. Now, as for recon, I want to have it like somewhere up here where I can actually spot stuff properly. And oh no, these do not have to raid the tractor, but they're stealthy anyway, so I hope this is going to be okay. Up here would, I think, also be a great spot. I don't play this map very often. I basically just do because now it popped up here on the stream. I'm not ashamed of admitting that. I just quit usually on this map. I just don't like it. Plain not like it. We could, I think you can bring an IG-18. Well, I can bring it through the forest, but I don't need to at the moment. There's no flag that I really need to contest. Oh, I didn't deploy anything to cover that bridge off. But yeah, as you can see, these are just like short grabs of me trying to, like very short-sighted grabs of just trying to poke a little bit, just to make some pressure to make him react and force him to do stuff. I don't actually want to contest that too much though. A recon planes would also be great now, but unfortunately we do not have them. And maybe actually put recon like up here. I mean, my friend, you just need to decide whether you want to rush the timer or not rush the timer. Do or do not, there is no try. But this is a bit annoying. No. Wants to rush me, fine. I prefer not, but you know. At least he makes a decision. So we can actually, you know, place one of these maybe a little bit up front here. Just like defensive in there can be useful. He does have rifles early, so maybe one of these, if he gets in, you know, they can do a little bit of work over there. This one is the easiest to grab. Maybe we're going to send a flamer in there as well. Most likely it's not going to happen. Still not, although he is fast. I think I'm still not sure. Is this route fast or this one? You know what? We're going to try. Most likely I'm not going to pay attention, but can we select them? Move? Yes. You can try and get in here, and you can try to get in there. And now we see. It probably also goes this way. Let's see. Then we know. If we know, we know. I think we want to have the... Oh, I can buy this anyways. I'm not really concerned about that. But yeah, I mean, the Galaxies are going to be super crucial, so I'm really kind of hoping that he doesn't spot them. Because if they die, that's going to be a major problem for me. We can put like a F-Archmega setup over here. They can just chill here, hold the flag, and outrange infantry that wants to push over here. I think I should invest more into defenses, but I don't really know what would be the best way. Actually, I know one. We're gonna put that here. We can move it over there later, just in case he really rushes. We do have defense there right away. That's kind of the goal behind that. And early AA, I think we're gonna wait to see where he wants to focus on, and this is where we're also gonna bring the AA because he's 100% gonna play. That's what I mean. Maybe I'm not even gonna bother because let's be honest, unless I have like 4 of these, maybe even with a leader, they won't stop any of his P47s probably. P47s are just too good. I also can't head on them with this, and they're faster. So I'm not really sure yet how the whole situation is supposed to play out with these guys, but we're gonna have to wait and see. This is the infantry fighting area, so this is where I'm bringing other leaders to help my infantry. Just gonna be there. As I said, I'm not actually gonna push. I'm not gonna bring mortars right away. That's just too expensive with the 120s. Also, without radio, they're not of much use, in my opinion. I don't think 120s are very good unless you have them very close or radio. I don't want to bring them close, of course. Also, just gonna get air spanned if we're gonna be realistic. I think this is where maybe another IG-18 could be very useful. The port tools are super useful on this map in general. This is at least my opinion. I know some people might have different opinions, but this one I'm relatively sure about. You know what? We're gonna put another one of these there because I don't really know where else I want to deploy stuff, but this at least gives us some pressure here. You know, if he doesn't do much here, we can actually push. And honestly, I'm really considering just using these 20 points as is and wait for any larger pushes. Or we could send it here and then we have some 18 here as well. I don't know. What? Oh no, I didn't save. It's regular ones actually. Oh shit, that's not what I wanted. I wanted to get the ones that you saw in the deck. I didn't save the deck. Yeah, I guess we're not gonna buy anything then. Good luck, have fun. Usually I do, whenever someone does this to me, I usually just wait and let the timer run out because I'm annoyed by it and just wanna, you know, show my feelings about it. And if they can't wait, I do let them wait because then they will have to. But yeah, so if if I'm, you know, recording, I can't really do that because you guys don't want to wait. And then this one is kind of pointless anyway, because I didn't really want to have it there too. Well, it is what it is. No planes. He doesn't have a recon plane by the look of it. Now this we can ignore. This is temporary. We're going to lose that, 100%. Gerlich was safely deployed. Well, we can maybe... No, this here is still the best place at the end of the day. Okay. It's gonna get... Flamers got in there. Okay, so this is the one that was over here, I think. No. I'll have to watch a replay, I guess. I might actually be able to grab something here for a bit longer. Oh, look at that. Will you look at that? Actually, a large deployment over there. Okay, so this got in. Interesting. Oh, this was supposed to go over here. Right, let's see. I'm gonna wait currently, because I do want to see first what he will deploy. But apparently, like, yes, some stuff there, so he might plan on pushing over there. Right. Just smoke this then. I'm gonna smoke this and push in. I want to make a little bit of pressure, you know, he should not feel comfortable. There's 2 engineers and I got them out of cover. This is fantastic for me. Flamer. We need to move, we need to move, we need to move. No, no, no. Move out of... Oh. This is where... Now gonna... Alright, so he sent them over there and I did not really do the right work there to deal with it. Alright, Sherman is over there. That's alright. Yeah, he's busy fighting these guys. Actually, this is a waste. Of resources. You can go over there now. And I guess I want to cover that off with a Gerlich. Nonetheless. Just here in the open. That's alright. They can guard this just so they can't push through. Can guard this. But the infantry can't get close. So we got a little bit of a win here, which is, I think, exactly what we needed. Now we can start thinking about how we're going to do that. This to me means that now it's actually worth getting artillery here because it looks like it's going to be focused on that. We should also probably get some sort of defenses over here. Yeah, he's going for it. Oh. Yeah, look at that. Will you look at that? So, that means now it's time to get the AA out of here. We're going to bring a leader with it. No. Just kill the scouts, please. Then he can re-engage. And I guess I'm gonna bring another one of these. He can get... another dead. Yeah, this is where the other guys would have been super useful. The, you know, the Panzerjäger. think it's what they were called. As a Sherman leader, interesting choice. I think it doesn't really take advantage of what you can do with this division. If you know that your opponent is going to be defensive, guys, what you want to do is you want to have one place and one place only to push. This is the big weakness of this division, by the way. As soon as you get into the backlines, this division can do jack shit. And this is what you want to do. So you pick one place that is kind of where you make a big push. Everything is supposed to go there. Good. This is why I have these here. No, maybe. Actually, no, I like to have them in here. Because when I bring the ranger half-tracks, these are actually not harmless. FG42 is going to stop all of that. That's good. But yeah, so as I said, you wanna, if you have like these river maps, or like even not on river maps especially, just need one like pick one place to push, because you don't have a lot of maneuverability, right? You can't just maneuver like zigzag for everything and push everywhere just a bit. You have to really pick one place to focus on. At least you don't really have to, and especially like on other maps as well, but especially in these river maps, if you play against a defensive division like this, you especially have to do that. Because these divisions just can't deal with it. I kind of want to have them like in here maybe. Yeah, these divisions really struggle with these kind of things, so this is what you want to do. So just so you know, I want to focus in one area only, and that's what you go after. Let's get another one, or just get an MG42. Oh, this is the air spam coming. Oh, there. Turn off the auto cover. O is the key, by the way, if you have wondered. We have a lot of leadership now. Actually, let's bring the commander over here, and let you just put on. Alright, will honestly, otherwise it's not really gonna work. Wait, didn't I not? Or maybe let's put it like over here where it's actually safe. I don't need it for just a mortar. Then we have this guy, he can move over here. We're just gonna spread our leadership now. We have one leader here, so that's gonna do probably. I just want to have my AA nicely vetted up. It's not going to catch that. We're just going to leave it here for a bit. He's building up a little push here, probably. That's alright. We can deal with that. We're going to get some reinforcements here with the ZF. Just to also shred this area a little bit better. And then we can have this guy starting to walk over here. I mean, you got to use what you have, right? So, at this one I want to actually move closer. Let's see what's over there, actually. Maybe we can get into here, which is a nice place to be in. The plane should go further back. I don't want it to rush anywhere, really. And I think we can also, start building up more defenses here, so that when he decides to actually push somewhere, we are ready to stop that. Oh, this is a better target. This is a target you can actually deal with. This is what we want to focus on. Actually, you know what? I probably should just move one of the... Well, they're harder to move, though. And where I'm going to put them anyway. All the way back here, and then all the way over here, I guess. This one we're going to leave here with my AA pieces. Such a meme. And then you can actually move over here. It's a weird push, but why not? Tell me why not. So yeah, he's gonna build a big push there now, and it's gonna run into my Gerlich and Pack 40. And it didn't put a support term with it by the looks of it. But I spot my Aufklärer. Not my Aufklärer. Leave him alone. What did he ever do to you? He didn't even fight, you know. That's very mean. He didn't do a thing. Oh, okay. That was illegal. Actually, we got Stücks now. So... no, it's still not ready. But that means now we can get AA in. That's going to be absolutely crucial. Oh, not good, not good. Can you just get one shot off? And then you can run. Not worth it. But, he has AA now. It's probably actually going to kill it. Which, oh, the pack now died. I might not catch it. Wait, how? But it's super fast. Why is it not? How is it not faster? That is a mystery to me. Now it's a double that, so pretty decent actually. All right, let's do this better with the leader network. Now I think we're gonna need one here. The goal is gonna be to make the biggest leader network we can. One's probably gonna have to be here. They killed him. No. That's alright. Stücks will do the trick. It's regular Shermans only, so the Stücks will easily kill them. Then we're gonna get another AT gun in here eventually. I should have probably brought a Stück here as well to secure that angle off there. We can bring another Luftlande Schützen in here. It's gonna be fine. Woo. Okay, so I do have a feeling this is not the most experienced player. But this is the third game now that this happened. I'm not gonna play a fourth one. It's not that I don't like this division, but you know, I actually like it, but it is, you know, it is still a time commitment with this division, as much as I like it. So eventually the content needs to get out, you know. And it's not like I can say it gives me a lot of practice instead. So stop. Don't do this to me. No, I think this was very good. This is actually really nice. Don't see players using this very often. Now, I'm not really sure why he was so determined to go through here instead of just using the bridge, which, yeah, was covered, but it's not like with his armor dying this is going to really work. But, you know. I'm going to have to probably bring that over here. Yeah, I think this is not the only issue there, my friend. The problem with this map is it's really hard to cover all the area that you need to cover. Oh, there's the Rangers coming in. I think. Oh, is he moving them? I think he's just moving them instead of attack moving them. But yeah, I don't know what I should say. Maybe move this by now. I think. Oh, look at the chain. Look at the chain. The chain is doing chain stuff. We can. Oh, we get these in now. They're nasty. Okay, we need to move this further. You need to go here, and then you can go here, I guess. Then we have a chain, a beautiful chain. You know what? I'm actually going to push across here. I do have Panzerfaust, so I can defend that a little bit. Oh, now the Rhino are coming. That's going to be more of a problem. Challenge, not a problem. We don't have problems. We have challenges. Now, this is just kind of you know, all that kind of bullshit talk that I sometimes have in the corporate world or today's social media sometimes. So this is of course not what I actually mean. This is just making. Oh, this is why it didn't shoot. It is a CQC unit. I tried to get in here. I actually like the play. It's just that you need to clear this out properly before it works. So I'm not actually the kind of guy who's like, yeah, there are no challenges. There are no problems. You only have challenges. But you know. It's It definitely sounds positive. And don't dare to say anything else. I mean, we get into position here with this, and what's he gonna do? Yes. This is how fast we abandon our principles. Oh, yes, a xylophone. A xylophone is not good. Especially if you go after the unit that is holding the front line, where there are other units to hold the front line, and you have support weapons to back it up. So, yeah. Actually, you know what? I feel confident. And my guess is gonna be, this is gonna be mean, but my guess is gonna be he's not actually moving it. We're gonna bring some tank. Let's look at the leader chain. Not there yet? No, we are there yet. We are there. Huzzah! Look at it. Oh, we also have this guy. You know what? You can move over here. You can move over here. You can kind of just chill here. I guess, I suppose. Yeah. Hang out in there. You can move over here and you can get in there. Then we have leadership everywhere. Yes, I'm memeing around. Leave me be. I mean, like, what else? Yeah, what else am I gonna do here? It's no offense to this guy, but he's not really playing this in a very good way. So just have to try and find a way to make it interesting and fun. Watch me getting rolled very soon. Watch me just getting stomped. Maybe secretly very good. It's like, okay, now he feels confident. Now we're gonna turn up the heat. And then he's gonna cry for mercy. Oh, I like that. In radio range, by the way. What I don't like is that, yeah, no. That's how they die super fast. Actually, we have a better option here. You know. We could go, yeah. Okay, it's, you know, we can afford doing stupid plays here. Because, like, at the end of the day, if they pay off, great. If they don't, you know, at least we got something out of it. We're not in a position where we need to be having the best display of smart decisions. And if we lose some units, that's okay, because... Ah, not okay, it's not okay! Don't die, don't die. Please. Please. No? Are we good? I think we're good. We're just gonna go after the xylophone. Gonna be fine. I think these we don't want to actually have in line of sight, because otherwise the T-play might get in. And again, I'm vetting up my AA now, so... But like, it's still risky. I think it needs to get a little bit closer. It should get to triple that. There we go. Triple that AA. This is actually a little bit risky as well, but it's gonna be okay. Stop killing. It's not... I've not given consent to my units dying, so very much appreciated if you wouldn't kill them. Ah, he's going after... Yeah, he's learned. Not to pack 40. Yeah, it's a xylophone though. Let's see, is he actually moving stuff? Let's do another counter battery. Let's make it interesting. Or more interesting. Right? Oh, more stuff coming. Oh, the assault group now. Yeah, if he gets into the forest, that's gonna hurt. No, not the Gerlich. But they promised it was stealthy. Big sad. Big sad. No, immediately you know, I think I'm overdoing it with the positive, but I also need to, you know, kind of really tell myself, like, yeah, just chill and have fun. Which is admittedly very easy if there's a skill difference and you're winning most likely anyway. But, you know. But as I said, I actually mean that. I do want to get back to the more just having fun and try to see what we can do with these divisions rather than expecting to win. Because I mean, with some of the divisions like Tartalek recently, that was never really never really an option unless we got a really good matchup for us against a player with some skill difference. Oh, I'm gonna fall back. Yeah, now he started air spamming. This is a bit of annoying, that corner, because he can really get close. The AA here is not in the best spot to actually defend, but it is okay-ish. I can just put it, honestly, just set you at fire at will. Is there a wreckage? Wait, hold on. Why is there stuff burning here? And there are only... I was actually joking, but just can't actually see the area, but maybe there's definitely something there. Maybe actually we're gonna see in the end. Okay, let's see. It should get stopped now, should it? Yes. Okay. Okay. I was gonna say. Like, if that doesn't get stopped, then I don't know. We're gonna bring some Falcon Pioneers. We're gonna bring the Panzer in here because we like to do some defense. Yeah. Yeah. Also, oh, he's not out of ammo yet. Do we have radio anywhere really? Do we have the artillery spotter, right? Yep. All right, let's get ourselves radio a little bit closer to the front line. Gonna bring it up here and then sneak it in there. Might work. I think here we can't really get a radio closer realistically. We might be able to hide like recon over here, but it might get spotted as things drive through there, so I'm not really sure about that. You can also just go to fire at will. And then we do the grinding. We can kill that rhino with a nibble and then start poking at those AT guns. And eventually we can just work our way across nicely. Might actually be able to get 2k. The ranger can't shoot, I think. We just get the LG over here. We kill that off. And now the rangers are coming. I think it's a weird build. Yeah. Don't know. Hold on. We have lost connection here. Can't have that. Oh, there's another xylophone. Yeah, that's gonna that on the other hand, this is the correct use case of these, by the way. Like, you want to use them as a sort of off map. And these are reusable off map too. This is where the xylophone is good. You don't want to use it. You don't want to use it as like a nebel. It is not a nebel. It's not nearly as good. But when you use it as a sort of off map, actually pretty decent. I like them in that role. Not a huge fan otherwise, but in that role, not too bad. Alright, let's see. Can you actually get it shoot? Alright, let's see. How is the radio situation looking? Better? Not quite there though. Just gonna have to live with that. Oh, these guys actually decided to show up too. Well, while we're at it, just go after whatever you can see. I think it's the xylophone. Oh no, it's a ranger. And he's coming. He's gonna bring the off map now. Okay. So here's the thing. No, thank you. Just gonna leave these guys just to make sure that he off-mapped this actually. Gonna fall back the AAs. This one I really don't want to lose. And I think we're just gonna have the infantry in here to do a counter push whenever it comes, which is now by the looks of it. Or is that a regular artillery? No, it's the off-map. Right, alright, run, 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 run. Oh, yes, a slow rolling one. It's actually not so good. And, you know, here's the thing. You can't, this is really hard for, you can if you have AA like right here, otherwise it's really hard for your side to actually protect with AA, so we're just gonna defend this by air spamming it, because we have the points anyway. This is not in the best spot now. But yeah, I think we're gonna have to pull the AA back entirely for the moment. Because it's just not realistic that we're gonna hold this otherwise. No, that's not what I wanted. You can fall back now. You can also fall back now. I don't want to get you pinned either, please. It is acceptable. Alright, this one got in too. Oh, this is what I was looking for, this AT gun right here. So it's actually, I didn't even plan this, but we got spotted them, which is great. There's a ranger over here. Yeah, we're not gonna kill that unless we get a lot of... So infantry is here ready. We have Stück here ready for defense once he breaks through. I think it's 203 or 205, something like that it was. So it has 2 call-ins. He has one, and he has another one, which... yeah, it's gonna come eventually, but it's gonna be fine. Oh, he knows that this is here. Making a smart move for falling it back. But yeah, it's also like, as soon as you're in this yellow forest, this is just horrible with AA. It's just, you kind of need to be... Okay, a ranger is gone, M5 gun is gone. Next we're going to deal with the rhino. Never mind, M5 gun is not gone. We're just going to do the anti-spam, I guess. We can definitely do that with a mortar, right? Don't want it next to the A, right next to it, because otherwise what's going to happen? It's just going to get killed. Besides, if you ever decide to counter battery this somehow, this is what's going to happen. 203. But yeah, it's above 200, so you should have 2 calls. I think 150 is 3. 300 is 1. And 100 or less is 4. Or at least sometimes 100 is 4. I've definitely seen that. Below is definitely 4. This I know for a fact. We can also get this in here. It's a bit of a waste, but let's start with an MG. 42. It's actually gonna go wide if I do it like that, but whatever. It's gonna off-map the next part, probably something like here or here. We can actually move that forward a little bit and see what we can do with it. So the issue is I'm also not in the best position to push, right? I mean, it's still a balanced deck, which doesn't mean anything, but it is a division that is not meant to push, and we have to grind the balance grind here. Oh, I forgot, we don't actually need it. We have this, so one salvo should do, and then we can just go after the rhino like 3 times or something like that. If he leaves that there, yep, my artist is going to finish that off. I have floating a lot of points, but I legit just don't know what to buy with it. I guess we're going to get a tank and a support like this right here, and then we can try to find another angle at pushing this. The leader can get back there, these can get back there. Oh, it's actually going that way. Oh, we could also smoke. You know what? I've not really used smoke plays in quite a while. Because I rarely use them anyway. So I'm gonna smoke this. I'm just gonna rush in and see if that works. Might work, might not work. Oh, this is where this is where he decided to play zone. This is really bad off map because he can't actually it doesn't solve his issues. Right? If I have defenses to defend the bridges, which I happen to have. Oh, this actually defends both. Oh, not that well though, so it's actually good that I still have this one. But you know, if you have a regulator gun like in here, it's actually not that bad. But the problem is you can just easily get attacked from here, so that's why it's not a good idea. But anyway, so I mean, he doesn't really actually provide any options. It doesn't provide him any options to cross, which is the bigger problem for him. And just getting that flag won't solve his issues either. All right. Smoke this, please. Actually, smoke it twice and then smoke this as well. Twice. Might need to smoke something with this as well, but the gun is dead anyway, so. And now we rush. Now we rush. We're gonna buy all the planes and all the artillery. We're gonna win this game with... Okay, yeah. This is a challenge. This is a challenge. We are gonna win this game with what we have now. And just planes and artillery. All that is on the ground right now. It's safe again, so I can move them in again. I'm gonna bring one of these up here. If he gets too deep in... I think my A should stop it. No? Okay, smoke wall is working. Did I kill the plane? Maybe. But yeah, this is a challenge now. We're gonna use not more than what we have on the field here. We're gonna try to do some win. Somehow. Not gonna be easy. Oh, it's going way too deep to kill the IG-18. I was actually thinking I was going after this. He could have prevented that push there, but decided not to. Alright. Hey, we lost something here. Okay, ammo I think is the exception. Because we need to be able to resupply our units if we are going to use them. I'm so ammo hungry, Jesus. Ammo to me is like part of the deal that we can only use artillery. Oh, this is reloaded, and all of the Shermans are nicely positioned there, so we're gonna focus them now. No, stop, don't drive. Do not drive. I beg you. When is he gonna be in range for the... They're gonna get stuck on the Stück right here. But this is where we're gonna focus it. We can do it. These guys can clap tanks as well if we need it. Oh, Stück died actually. It's not good. Come on, aim faster, aim faster, aim faster. Oh, we can't call in a Stück. You're not allowed to call in a Stück. Please. Please. Please get hold up on the IG. Run. I can't buy another one. No. No. Yes. 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 Oh, yes. Oh-ho. Oh, yeah, baby. Okay. Grind. Grind is working. This one actually needs to go very... I should have brought... Yeah, maybe it would have been smart to bring an AT piece there, like... let's see if we can somehow get a push across here going. Maybe it's better to just bomb this out, really. I don't know. And then you can fall back. And you can fall back. And then you evac. And then you evac as well. Maybe we need to fall back here. So I'm just gonna spam... Oh, cool. Can we, like, pin it with these? Definitely seen this working. Okay, we are bulls now. Trying to get this. No AA. Oh, AA. Yep, we pinned it. No, we didn't quite. No. No damage though. That was to be expected. Oh, this is not ideal. Just kill that, please. I missed it anyway. Got that. Oh, it's falling back. But yeah, the 20 mils just don't do the damage. I've seen some 20 mils doing the work. I just don't know when they kill and when they don't kill. Alright, we need more RT. It's actually probably not that engaging for you guys, I'm sorry. I need to slow ground anyway to some extent. Like this, I just cannot really prevent. So yeah, I don't know. I don't know how to approach this otherwise to keep it entertaining for you guys. Did it die? No, that's not the tank. Stick versus Rhino. Never mind. These like bridge, like what do you call them? They're really annoying as they obstruct vision in very weird ways, like the side things here. Oh, that's the AT plane. Well, it wasn't needed anyway, but still got a kill. Still got a kill. This might actually be okay to push into now as well. We're gonna do a little carpet bombing here. Let's make a little push here as well. And you can fall back, then you can fall back, and then you can fall back. Can we, you know, get into a position here? We lost the flag, actually. Oh, this one, yeah. Makes sense. Oh, can you see? Well, line of sight tool works in mysterious ways sometimes. Hold on, what happened here? Okay. This I need to make an exception for. We need the leadership network, okay? This is not negotiable. What did he kill? Oh, he killed by pack 40. I guess that is the answer now. And he's surrounded. Yeah, that was understandable. Well, I'm sorry, guys. I really wish I had a better game for you today. Level 4? What? Okay, just not that good. But yeah, so I'm sorry, guys. This is the third game that I'm actually playing. I got some people quitting as well with this division, and eventually I just need to get the content out there. So for those of you stuck around to the end, I very much appreciate it. So thank you very much. Now, we are, of course, not at the very end, actually. We are now going to go to the deck, and we're just going to talk about the division. Now, since I've played it actually a few times before that, I've lost my fair share of games with it. I've won my fair share of games with it. I think I can actually, you know, provide some feedback about it. Like a good review of this division, actually, and where it sits. And here we are again with the deck. And yeah, so I think before we actually talk about the deck, just wanted to say that, again, I think it worked really well now, much better. I hope it didn't seem fake with my excitement and having fun, but I generally try to hype myself up and have fun, and it works super well. So I hope that we're going to go back to this more, or not I hope, I do my best that we're going to go back to this more, and this is how these playing revisions are going to be in the future. Of course, whenever it's not going to go well, I guess there's going to be less of that a little bit, but I still try my best to not, you know, get as negative as I used to, and still try to just have some fun with, like, you know, just having, for example, getting one flag back as a challenge sometimes when it's rough, things like that. And then hopefully it's going to be much more enjoyable for you guys, and also more enjoyable for me, really. So, about the division. So I think the division is a little bit underrated by a lot of people, especially since it got a second card of pack 40s. Is it still a good, is it still a bad division? Yes, it is not a good division, okay? The big issue with, but this is basically, so let's say you take Tartalek and mix it with 716th infantry, but then you actually give it proper infantry. This is basically what you get. So this is an infantry division that doesn't just pretend to be an infantry division. It actually is, right? It has good infantry. It has powerful infantry. It has some punch with its infantry. And you have some tools to support that infantry as well, which in some of the other divisions you have, admittedly. It's just that the support can't really make up for your infantry being trash. And And yeah, you lack armor, but you know this division can actually do something. And this is very different compared to some other divisions that we've seen in the past, right? So this division feels a lot better, and to me is like way above those some of those divisions that we've seen in the past. So that being said, of course, it has some weaknesses, and we've seen those. We've talked about at the start. This division's worst nightmare basically is any sort of matchup where your opponent has a lot of light armor, and or a map, especially the combination is really bad, where that armor has lots of places where it can go through. So this kind of right there was sort of a best case scenario for this division, where you know exactly where your opponent can push through. There's not that many options. There's the bridges, you can watch them. And that is one of the best cases for this division, because then you can actually defend yourself. However, as soon as there is many ways for your opponent to sneak some sort of armor into your backlines, you're absolutely screwed, because then you're just gonna get like eaten alive behind your actual front line, and your front line is eventually going to collapse. So this is still the big issue. Again, this division, like any super defensive division, can't well adjust to these mobile plays. It also can't well adjust to big pushes, right? Because any AT gun is going to get overwhelmed, and you can't put AT guns everywhere, because you still need, you might want to have some of them as backup. You can't put all of them down into your initial deployment. And even then, they can get overwhelmed. One plane can do it, and then your opponent's armor can do the rest sometimes. So this division still, it is very dangerous of playing against a very armor-heavy division with this division. So this is a big issue. Now, when it gets a little bit more close range, things look kind of different, because the Garrix and the Panzerschreck can do a lot. Some of your Panzerfaust might also do some work. So this is where I see the nuances of this division. So where it's not necessarily terrible, but it has its issues. So so yeah, I think what would really benefit this division would be an AT plane in A phase. So I think this division could profit a lot from it. So basically, you still have the issue of there no being proper armor in A phase, but at least if your opponent really breaks through, you can use the AT plane to deal with that. I think that would really help this division a lot, because the problem is now you also rely a lot on these AT guns. Your AA sucks, so the way it goes is your opponent bombs these AT guns, and then he's in. You can't do anything. You just have no chance whatsoever. But that's a big issue with this division. And this is so if you ever encounter this is exactly how you counter. Either you rush somewhere big, or you try to spot those AT guns, you bomb them, and then move in right away, because your opponent will not have time to react with it. And then again, as soon as you can move relatively freely, just behind the front line, this is where you can really exploit the weakness of this division at its best. And that's kind of where I see, again, I think if this had an AT plane, it would be much better. But at the moment, it doesn't, so it is. I think it's not C-, it's maybe C, maybe even C+, but it's it's just super matchup dependent. All right, so what would I change? I think the channel setup here with lots of leaders and the commander is a good idea. I think despite these units performing super well on their own, triple red is super nice. And not just because we actually managed to triple red everything in this game. Is it necessary? No. If you really want to save on 3 points and get some more, I think especially it would be needed, it would 100% be worth taking. I don't think the commander is absolutely needed. Again, I think Maverick is probably better, and I'm going to show you a build at the end how I would do it. Maverick probably. One thing that I think is better is actually having these in A phase, because then you can actually deploy some of these Panzerschrecks a little bit more aggressively. I only put one down. I was very afraid of losing them, and on this map in many places just wouldn't really have worked super well, but I think having more of them is probably better. In A phase, but truthfully, in B phase you have the Stück, so and you might not run through all of them in A phase, so I think 8 in A phase is okay, and then you probably still have 4 of them in B phase, realistically speaking. And after that, you're just not as reliant on them. Of course, if you play this division Like if you build this division at the deck specifically for a tournament game or on a map where this division can shine, which is more of a close range map, like, I don't know, Ocean. I think Oceanov would not be bad. Cell would not be bad. You will struggle in the forest, but in the gaps you will absolutely shred. This is where, you know, one of them in B phase might probably not be that bad of an idea, because then you might actually need them. But for quick play, I would probably do it like this. I think, you know what, for quick play, I rather have not the commander in there, and then we have these guys as well, because we really need to protect our AA against the Air Force. And I hate to do it, but I think we might have to. Again, you can do it either way. I'm not saying this is the only way of doing it. Again, you could also decide to not go with the best loadout here and go with this. All absolutely valid ideas. As much as I enjoyed this, I think it's really just better to have these, because I was very afraid of deploying this, as I was afraid of it getting killed by planes. And with this one, I think it's much less of an issue if it gets killed. So I'm actually preferring this one, despite its limitation, like range. But I think overall this is better, because we're just gonna lose a lot of points. We could also realistically count on our infantry doing well on its own, which might mean that we don't even need that mortar. I think this is also a very fair assessment. And maybe it's better because then you don't waste point. I think I've seen people doing that with ATF, where they just don't have any artillery in A phase. I think Koenig that was. Because, yeah, it can just get bombed and you can't do anything. Although here we do have some AA, and we can protect the mortar if needed. So yeah, I think I'm fine with the 81 mil. It is useful still. I'd rather have it than not have it. I don't like having no artillery in A phase. I think it can sometimes really be your savior. If I didn't have that, I would probably either get this in A phase or Panzer X in B phase. I think it would not be, or the commander back, you know. I think either of those options would be completely fine. But this is how I do it right now. And then, honestly, I kind of like these, because again, it gave us a cheap options of really doing work, and they did dominate to some extent. Right, so MG34 is still pretty decent. But considering the AT situation, I still rather have these, honestly. Which I thought I put in, but apparently didn't. Or I think it didn't save it. One of the two. Now again, this is excessive, but I think if you plan for a Q grind, this division, you've seen it. It's not this map, of course, is very prone to that, but in general, I think with this division, you're really gonna, if you want to play balance, you're gonna go for the arty grind. You're gonna go for the really long game. So I'm gonna go with this excessive artillery, which I'm not gonna do for Maverick, of course. Okay, and here are the changes that I would suggest for Maverick. So first of all, we don't need all of that. I think one of them is a nice thing to have. We're going to take it with ammo. I think 2 122s are more than enough for Maverick, and should do. We don't take them with ammo because it's cheaper to take him that way. The build so far is okay. Right here, I would probably, I think this is going to be enough. We're not going to be super airspam, but I want to have a recon plane in there. It's much more useful for me personally. This, I think we can be okay with not having a ton in A phase. This is enough. And we take this in B phase, because it helps. We can double vet this, which makes it much, much better. This I wouldn't really change. We need that armor. And maybe we can actually take this as well now. Or we just take these, because again, this is super useful to deal with half tracks. And we just spam all of them. The C phase Stück, I don't think we need it. It is nice to have, but I think we need to, we're looking for not losing too hard in A phase, so that we're actually also can strike back in B phase. Now this of course would also be very even truer actually for balance, but I just couldn't fit it in. I think we're gonna keep the C phase Stück. It's useful, you know. Or we maybe take 2 B phase. I think that's might be better. Gives us a bit more versatility, and we still have the Stücky Boogie. This right here, this needs to move to A phase. There's no sense in having it in B phase. This, we double that. And if we have room, we might take another one there as well. As for the infantry, I think I'm not unhappy with the A phase situation. We have more armor, so we can actually go back to this, and gives us a little bit more pressure. In C phase, we don't need to pioneer anymore. I think we're gonna keep the leaders. Honestly, I'm not unhappy with how this looks now. Maybe we move this to B phase then. At single, it's just very often I find it's not being worth having these at double that, but you know, we can try. Still have a nice 77 infantry for Maverick deck, which is not too bad. We can got it back to 71, still pretty good. And that gives us 3 points, so we take another machine gun in B phase because they're super useful. Double that, of course. And I think that is a pretty solid build. I think this is how you can play it. Of course, you can switch around here with the A again. You could definitely decide not to take these, but I think having... Ideally, I would want to have both. It's just that for the balance deck, I just can't fit them in. I don't have the room for it. I don't know where to take the room from. But in this case, I think it's very reasonable to actually take both of them. It's way better because then this is to deal with actual light armor. If you're just dealing with half tracks, you can use these. And you can still sprinkle these around. Just you have more tanks to react to situation. That's way better. And I think this would be a decent Maverick build. Now I just need to remember not to save it, because otherwise I need to do it again. But yeah, I think this looks overall pretty okay. Again, you could change these around. You could, of course, decide not to take another tank here, another machine gun here, and take another infantry unit in A phase now that we're weakening A phase. So these are our options. Just want to throw them out there for you. But yeah, I think this is going to be my final build. I'm quite happy with it. So yeah, hope you enjoyed it. Thanks for watching. Have a great day and see you next time.